GTI test and certification initiative. So in the previous workshops, we have initiated the discussion on the GTI certification. So since the establishment of the GTI, we have initiated a lot of discussion, technical discussion and services. But I think for the certification of the device, this is the first time. And so in the in the 20th workshop, we initiated the topic of GTI certification. And during this workshop, we would like to define the GTI certification, and the privileges of the initial GTI certification. And we updated the GTI module test certification. And after we have initiated the discussion, I am always asked what is the difference for the GTI certification from the GCF certification or PGCF certification. I'm always asked, since GCF have already have this kind of certification, why GTI shall have this kind of certification or test? So I'm always asked this kind of questions. So here I would like to clarify the target for the GTI certification. So the GCF or PTCIV, the certification is operator oriented. That is the test or the certification result will be acknowledged by the operator, the device department of the operator. But for the GTI certification, it is industry oriented. That is, the test result will be used our GTI members ourselves. That is for the chipset test result, we will deliver the chipset test result to our module manufacturers. So the module winners have a clear idea if this chipset could work well in the operator's network. Since we have this kind of test, that is a test for the conformance test and performance test and the compatibility test with the infrastructure that is based on the network or the service platform. So based on this kind of test, the module winners can use this certified chipset in a convenient way. No need to worry about the performance or the compatibility of the chipset. And similarly, the result of the certification for the module will be delivered to the device manufacturers, such like the smart meters, the wearable devices. Yeah, they can use the module based on the certification result. So that is the rationale for the GTI certification, and that is the difference between the GTI certification. And in the following slides, I will detail the whole system for the GTI certification. And for the objective, that is, we will provide the industry with a reliable and full-scale quality assessment of the product. And secondly, we will satisfy the industry's requirement for low cost and high efficient tests. I think the GTI certification is driven by the MWT, the nature of the MWT itself. Since for the MWT industry, the operator is not the service operator anymore, not like the mobile phone. Since in the traditional wireless system, the operator is a service operator. That is, we operate the short message, we operate the voice in our network. But now, for the verticals is the real operator for the real service, not the traditional mobile network operator. For the network operator, it's only deliver the channel for the wireless access. So we need some change in the device certification and how to guarantee the efficient access to the network. What they care about, what is the focus of the device. So that is the objective of the GTI certification. And the scope of the certification, it will be based on the 3-layer certification. We will start from the IoT device, and we also talk about this topic with our partners in GTI. Maybe we will expand our work scope to the other devices, including the new form factor with the new technology. So for the LT, it will be based on 3-layer certification, and the GTI will certify the chipset, module, and the device, and while the GCF only focus on the LT module certification now. So that is the difference on the aspect of the work scope. And for the performance test, it should be playing an important role as required by our verticals. Since in GCF, the performance test is not done well, since it can only guarantee the basic communication capabilities of the wireless system, but for the performance part, including the OTA or the power, it cannot be fully tested with various reasons. But for GTI, the performance test is very important, since for the verticals, they require this kind of evaluation, such like the power, the precision of the positioning, and such like that. So we will put some resource on the performance test. And for the last scope, we will mainly satisfy the customization test requirement from the GTI operators and the vertical industry partners. That is, the verticals in GTI and GTI operators could raise the test item to GTI. We will include the test requirement in our tests. So, and for the guideline of the test, we have already drafted the guideline for the device certification. It covers the organization architecture, the specification, where to get the test specification, the certification criteria, and the certification procedure, test lab accreditation, and the test platform validation. This is a complicated system. It is under the organization of the GTI. At first, the GTI certification for the LT product will be carried out by all members in the GTI LT program, and the task structure is reorganized for more efficient certification and test work. We made some task measurement and adjustment. And for the essay, we think that all of the critical documents will be reviewed and approved by the steering committee. And for the daily management of the certification, the GTI secret will take the rule to manage the certification. They will qualify the member and manage the test lab accreditation and certify to review the certification report and manage the document. And for the 3 different tasks, they are focused on the test specification, the certification criteria, and for the test platform validation, and the test execution task focus on the lab accreditation rules, the certification application procedure and documentation, the test report documentation template, and the query procedure. That is, if you are happy with the result, maybe from one vendors, you can query the certification result, and the office will handle the query to confirm if some problem with the certification result. And where to get the test specification? At first, the task force of test and certification in GTI in the LT program will define some test spec, such like the module test spec. We will use it for the test and specification. Secondly, for the other products and the group in GTI, we could also involve the related test spec in our certification, like the platform. Yeah, if the service and platform product have some test specification to follow it, that is, we could evaluate the access capability for the service platform. We will cooperate with the M2M and some other bodies to use their test specification. So we also use the test specification from other standard organizations like CPP, GCF, and M2M, and some other. If it is, and the precondition is that the task force will discuss together which kind of test specification will be used for our certification. Currently, the test specification for the MWT chipset include the MWT interoperability test specification released by GTI, the MWT module test specification released by GTI, and the conformance test spec released by CPP. They will be used for the chipset test and certification. And what is the criteria for the certification? And at first, all of the test specification will be developed by the test and certification standard task that is organized by GTI. Even though it is its own test specification or the specification introduced from other SDO, and the criteria should be approved by SC, and we will update the criteria based on feedback of the certification. So we defined the 3 categories of the test case in the certification criteria. The first is mandatory. The test result of mandatory test case will be released in the certification report as a mandate part. That is, there's no choice from the vendors. We will publish the test result. Yeah, if your product have already participated in the certification, and for the optional part, that it is up to the manufacturers to decide whether run the optional test. That is, if just take an example, that is Quectel. Quectel would like to see test report from some chipset vendors, such like the Huawei or HiSilicon or the MTK. That is, I mandate this test for this test for specific vendors or specific customer. The MTK could deliver the test request. That is, I would like to have this kind of test, and this test, the test result of the feature will only deliver to Quectel, not public. So this is the optional test. And the third category is confidential tests. It is mainly focused on the performance. Since the performance is very sensitive, as you know, so it is not so easy to conduct the performance test. Since you are not so happy to open your performance to everyone. So this test is mandatory. So GTI have this kind of test result, but it is not fully published to other vendors. But it depends on your decision. That is, maybe, okay, Quectel have a high performance. Okay, I would like to share with the industry. Okay, since my product is has the high performance, yeah, I have the confidence to publish it. So that's okay. GTI could publish it, but it is based on the request from the vendor, not by the GTI. So we have designed the three categories of the test case. And for the certification procedure, at first the vendors will deliver the certification application to the test lab, and the test lab will perform conduct the test and will give the test report to the GTI certification office, and the office will deliver the certification report to the related product for review, and the certification report will be delivered to the SC for final approval. And anyone could query the certification report in the 7 calendar days. And the most importantly, we will release the certification result in the real time. That is, since the time to market is very important for our vendors. So immediately after the certification is the certification report is approved, we will publish it in our website and deliver the test results to our GTI members, related GTI members, with email. That is, if one chipset have already certified by GTI, we will deliver it to our module vendors. And for the test lab accreditation, so here there are some delegates from our test lab. So the lab accreditation is not so complicated. So just like other certification bodies, at first it should be the GTI member, and secondly, it should have the normal ISO standard, and the GTI will accredit the test capability for the specific test. That is, I would like to test MBLT, or I would like to test the EMTC. We should accredit the test capability. And so for the test lab, how to apply for a GTI accredited test lab? So you need to submit the application form to the GTI certification office, and the office will handle your application and give your approval result for your application. That is, maybe give you our certification for your lab. And currently we have discussed this kind of procedure with our own lab, with the GERI in Korea, with CTTL in China, and anyway, we would like to involve more test lab in our system. And for the test platform validation, we will recognize test platform validation by other certification organizations like GCF or some other bodies. Anyway, for the test system supporting GTI test solution, that is, for example, for the GTI MBLT module test, the GTI will validate the test platform by itself, And this work is done by the related task force. And for each test case, the test platforms shall submit test logs with 2 different DOT to get validated. And so it's a workload for the test and certification task force. And we will have this kind of work in the everyday in the routine work. Not only for the workshop. Maybe in the workshop we will give the final or some periodic update on the validated test system. Anyway, our IT system will be established to have a clear information on which test system have already validated and which is not. So this work is very important for the conduction of the certification. And based on the criteria, we have some pre-certification for the MBLD chipset in this phase. So this is not the official certification. It's just for the trial for this kind of criteria. And we start from the chipset. And currently the 4 chipset, the MBLD chipset, have already delivered their product for the test and certification, including the high silicon, MediaTek, and ZTE, and the RDA. The criteria for the chipset, including the key function analysis and performance, like the power, the access capability, the wireless communication capability with the system, and the interoperability. Then the certification criteria include the power consumption test, RF performance test, conformance test, and the interoperability or the compatibility test. This is the initial result for the wireless communication. So the result of the mandatory tests have already demonstrated the chipset has already well satisfied the basic functionalities and performance requirements. And the test of the option test shows some difference for different chipset, and it is not shown here. And so we only show some basic capability from different chipset vendors. Anyway, you can see some difference, but this is not the final. This is not the final test result. The test is still ongoing. And for the performance test, I didn't give the detailed result, but we could have some conclusion for some important performance. That is, all four chipsets have excellent performance in the PSM, which the average current less than or equal to 3. How to say this? Okay. For the RF performance, we are focused on the receiver sensitivity and the SNR measurement accuracy. So this is involving more technical details. And at last, for the next steps, we will perform the certification step by step. And first, the chipset is evolved, and in the middle of this year, that is MWC Shanghai, we will publish some test results for the module and the chipset. And in the end of this year, we will cover the MBLD device. That is the current plan for the certification in GTI. Okay, so I wasted a lot of time to explain the complicated system for the GTI certification. This is new for us to start this business in GTI. I would like to take some time to explain to you how to do the test. And I would like to see your involvement, your active involvement for this activity. Okay, that's all. Thank you for your attention. Thank you.
Thanks, Dr.